Hey everyone, it's me, Pashdan Bogat. Today, I'm making a video because I was thinking about today how my life right now as a practitioner of black magic, someone who's of the left hand path, and how my life have changed for the better as opposed to who and what I was when I was in the right hand path religion. You've heard me many times by making these videos that um, when I compare and contrast what I do now in the left hand path versus the right hand path, I look at my past and I say, even though I had contact with demons when I was a young kid, I was like younger than 10. I didn't really know much about demons, nor did I know anything about God. I just didn't know. My mom didn't expose me to that. But even when I did make my initial contact with demons, um, I mean, now I say, because looking back, I know I made that initial, contact with them. But then I didn't even know. But I find it so strange that even at that moment, um, my mom introduced me to religion, Yahweh, and the whole idea of it being so inerrant, so unfalsifiable that it cannot be challenged no matter what. It always rubbed me the wrong way. You know, it always rubbed me the wrong way to a point where it's like, how come you can't be answered, and how come when I experienced something that is demonic, and mind you, I based it off of reading the Bible, like beds levitating, which I've been through when I was a kid, and all these eerie things going on, and it's only based off of what I was learning in that religion that what I was experiencing was demonic, wasn't of any other source like aliens, astral parasites, or anything like that. So it was like my way of deducing, even though I was very young, on how I was able to search for truth and to connect that to my experience so I could understand what happened, because that experience itself was very phenomenal. But I never connected that experience to the religion I was at, in a sense of that made the religion good enough for me. It took a lot of convincing, brainwashing, indoctrination for it to be the so-called truth, or something that I can hang on to, anchor my life into. But interestingly, as you heard in my other videos, having this tattoo on my arm um, was my first tattoo I've ever put on my arm when I was 18, 19. And it simply represents, myself, coming into the religion, or should I say before coming into the religion, I got that tattoo to remind myself never forget who I am. Regardless on how far I get into this religion, never forget who I am. And even now, though I said that story many times before, I never really sat down and thought about how powerful I was as an individual who really, really sought truth, and who really sought my own individuality within this world. And the reason why I say that is because when you think of experiences, either you've seen aliens, you've seen whatever, that experience means everything to you. That is your universe. But that right there helped me to appreciate that even though I was taking that first step in right hand path religion, um, I'm not going to forget who I am, because there had to been a part of me, there was a part of me that said to me that though I'm a very spiritual person, and this is a spiritual opportunity to get to know the spiritual realms, it may not be right for me. Hence, I got the tattoo. I mean, think about it. No one gets a tattoo that doesn't mean anything for them. Forget about the technicality of it, that if the tattoo was a mistake or not. It was just the fact that if we look at what tattoos mean, tattoos are supposed to have meaning to you. It's supposed to have something that is philosophical, that represents an era, a date, a time, um, some sort of metaphor in your life. And get that tattoo, it means a lot, you know? And like I said, it means never forget who I am, regardless on how deep I am in that particular religion. And sure enough, sometime later in my mid to late 20s, it just didn't work for me, you know? Right hand path religion just didn't work, and I just felt like, what's the point of really doing the things that I do? It's just, it's not for me anymore. You know, I've had maybe throughout the years I've been in the right hand path religion, maybe three experiences, and I say three experiences with a question mark. I mean that because when I look at these three experiences and the people I interacted with, all I can say is that I'm not too sure if those experiences are real. All I know is that what is tangible and what is definitive is that when I look at the people of that religion, I don't hate the people of my past. I just see them as individuals who are lost, people that are striving to look for answers in this life. And those individuals, like myself or my past self, they're willing to hang on to anything, desperately anything, for answers to problems that they can't answer. That they search for these answers in the dark, and they're tired of giving up. And to have something put in front of them, like a holy book, a God, a Yahweh, to say everything is answered right here and right now, worship me. And that's good enough for them, just like it was good enough for me at that time. But then sooner than later, I started to separate myself because I looked at the people around me. I even looked within myself, and I'm like, these people can't tell the difference between reality and the fact that the Bible is somewhat of a crux. And what I mean by that is, and I'm going to be real with you, not everything you experience in this world is because Satan has given it to you or because God has given it to you. Sometimes you have to really sit there and go, all right, let me logically think this out. And you go from there. And for example, I think it was about a day or so ago. It was like, it doesn't matter. It definitely wasn't a week ago. It was very recent that money was put inside my account. At first, that spiritual side of me was like, oh, Satan has given it to me. But I know Satan hasn't given it to me because that was far less than what I've asked for, because I'm still manifesting what I wanted from Satan, that particular windfall. But I knew where the money came from. It was from the unemployment department, because I'm recently unemployment due to losing my job, due to quarantine and things of that nature. But I thought that experience right there was something worthwhile. The reason being is that if people are not logical, like I was not when I was a Christian, it's every experience you have is because God did it. But how could that be if it could be something entirely different? That's why I'm saying my life is a lot more different now than what it was many years ago. I believe too that people that were taking the lead in these churches, it's not that they were grounded. They knew what they were doing in a sense of their God being as fucked up as they were. I mean, I hate to break it to you, but that's really how I see it now, because there's no way you could tell me that you could teach someone that what they're believing is actually false, but you tell it to them anyway because people want to hear anything. They believe in anything. And if they don't, their world crushes. It falls down and it crushes them. And the reason why I say that is because these leaders, and I was one of them, that you probably heard me say this in many videos, that we would to look at the congregation or the church, these people that weren't high ranking, and we were to literally make fun of them, that they would have these problems. And that's why even now currently I don't believe in rank, and I don't believe in the very idea nor the notion of the fact that I'm better than you just because I have spiritual experiences or I spoke to Satan or anything like that. Because I come from a background where people that are, they fill their minds with rank, they're the most messed up people ever. Because you're not really a champion of what you say you are. That's why I love what I do now on this camera because it's very authentic. You see, I'm in my home. I'm speaking to you one on one as a spiritual person. And I'm not like I was when I was a part of the right hand path religion. I'm not going to believe for the sake of believing. I'm not going to make fun of people for believing in something and call them spiritually weak because they just have problems. I mean, how is it that this person had problems when those problems are really red flags that are just red flags in, how can I put this? It's like they're red flags that are masquerading what truth really is. What that means is, what I'm trying to say here is that I only saw what these individuals, these spiritual weak individuals, were going through when I was going through those same problems myself. Like for example, when I were to read the Bible, and I saw problems with it, and I saw problems in my life, I saw problems in just everything I was doing in the right hand path religion. I started to follow that trail, and it led me out of it. You get what I'm trying to say? Because even though it appeared to be something that was a red flag, it was really leading me out of it, and I saw it as being truthful. And then I just started saying to myself, what if this individual is right? Because deep down inside, being a religious leader, I was making fun of people for being spiritually weak. But how are they spiritually weak if they are targeting something that is very real to them? Like for like for example, I were to tell women that if their husbands were to be beating them up, they have to stay with their husband. Yeah, that's what the Bible teaches in the New Testament, or at least from my um, devoted or devoted Christian path and my fundamental background as a Christian, we would tell these women to stay with their abusive husbands. But when I looked at the pain on these women's faces and how real it was, and then people on my same rank were to convince me that they're not spiritual enough, they don't have enough faith. You know what I mean? That type of thing, deep down inside, I knew that was wrong because her problem should lead her out of this fucking religion. Because if we're telling someone to leave an abusive relationship because God wants them to, then who's wrong here? Her or me? You get what I'm trying to say? And that's why I'm saying when I look at my life now as opposed to where I was in the past, all I can say is if you're going through stuff in your life and it seems as if like it seems for the worst, what I'm trying to say is try not to allow fear to guide you. Perhaps what you're afraid of is telling you something that you need to work on, and at the same time, you want to build up that bravery to face whatever it is that you're afraid of with dignity. So, in other words, you never know. You probably need to go through that in order to make you stronger. Because what I've been through many years ago when I exited religion, I was afraid of leaving because it teaches you that the rest of the world is evil and that religion only has the truth. It is absolute. Nothing else has the absolute truth but that religion. But I had to face the music. I had to say to myself, no, I have to go out of this particular religion and I need to move on regardless of what I was taught. And that's what I mean by facing your fears. Because on the left hand path, I could say this proudly, that my experiences on the left hand path outweighs what I've been through in the right hand path. Like right now, I just woke up about maybe 10 minutes ago after making this video, and I had to make this video because I drank a little, right? I drank a little, right? And I went to sleep because that's what liquor does to me. I fall asleep after I drink a bit too much. And when I was about to get up, something heavy hit my mind. And what I mean by that is that these experiences hit my mind. And it was more like, do I want to, believe it or not, I was going through this motion of, do I really want to stay on the left hand path, or do I want to leave it? And I was saying to myself that a lot of what I go through, I can't really give an answer. And that's while being on the left hand path, which is true. Because even on the left hand path, you may find a lot of similarities and differences and connected with your past. Because not a lot of stuff that you experience on the left hand path will make sense. Like, for example, when Satan appeared to me as a dragon, he appeared to me in a translucent way. Not invisible, but translucent. And he did that more than 3 times. He appeared to me in dreams, synchronicities, and all this other stuff. You know, I'm not going to bore you with all the spiel. You know. And I said to myself, I have more than enough evidence to say to myself that I experienced Satan. I even had demons use my mind and have people that were to appear right in front of me in my workplace or the place I used to work at, and that was undeniable. And they were to disappear right in my eyes, you know. And all those experiences helped me combat a lot of the negativity that I was going through when I was drinking. And I was going through all this thinking of like, should I leave the left hand path or should I stay or whatever. And this isn't new, you know. This is something that we all go through as human beings. It's something that I know that I go through personally, and it's not a major thing. It's not something that I actually will go to, you know, on camera right now and go, oh, let me just leave the left hand path because by me drinking and me experiencing these thoughts, I'm just going to end up leaving. No, I take that as opportunity to actually look deep within myself and say, it's time to become a lot more stronger than what I am right now currently while under the influence of liquor, and rise above. Because I experienced so much more on the left hand path than I ever did on the right hand path religion. That is enough for me. Because yes, I am a logical person. Yes, I am. And if I have not experienced it and it doesn't make sense, being a very pragmatic person is very hard for me to accept. I'm not going to say anything different. That's just who I am. But I realize by being on the left hand path, just like Belial helped me to appreciate that you just cannot solve a problem with logic alone. You have to tap into that feminine side. You have to tap into the intuitive side so that you can solve a particular problem. And that's why I came to this point where I'm making this video, that I've learned that when you're looking at the left hand path, do you really believe in what you say you believe in? Think about it. What if it wasn't liquor that I was under the influence of, and it was an astral parasite, instantly trying to make me feel that I'm a piece of shit of the earth, that Satan doesn't love me, or no one is watching my videos, or whatever it may be, to get me to believe that this is what life is, you know, in a negative way, to keep me from doing what I do on the left hand path. And my answer to that, either be astral parasite, liquor, drugs, whatever it may be. I'm just saying, the idea is, it takes a person who is devoted to their claims, to their experiences, to make a video to say that I believe in the stuff that I personally believe in, because these things are everything to me. Just like I feel it's everything to you. Um, when I think about Satan, I know that there are individuals out there that see Satan the way I see him. That he's someone who is not just a metaphor, he's someone who is very real. I made this video because it just boosts my faith. I don't know how I do it. I just know I just know that when I go through these experiences, I have to thank Satan. I'm not saying Satan had anything to do with it. I'm saying due to my reaction or my response to these experiences, I want to share them with you so that you know in an authentic way that when we go through anything that is sort of like a turbulence in our life, I want to share it with you because it doesn't stop me and it shouldn't stop you from looking at what you do as an occultist, as a practitioner of black magic, that you love the shit that you do and keep it up. Do not give up. Do not give up. And I repeat that because you don't need other people to confirm that you are a Satanist. All you need is yourself. As the saying is, your body is a temple. And what that means is filled with demons, filled with black magic. You keep on doing this shit because you love it. Not because of someone else, because you want to do this. And the more you do that, the more you believe that, you're going to be ahead of the game far more than anybody else. Because Satan proved it himself many times over that he is very real in my life. Very much real. And with that said and done, all I can say is whatever it is that you're struggling with, and this is me concluding this video, whatever it is that you're struggling with, just hang on tight. Work with that particular demon that you're with, and do not think in terms of the end goal of your manifestation or your magic. Just put it behind you. Continue to do what the fuck you're doing, and don't allow time. Don't allow the end result. Don't allow reality to mess with you, to get you to believe that what you're doing is wrong or it's not going to happen. And that's what I believe in. And I'm pretty sure there's others that believe the same thing. Because I know at the end of the day, though these experiences try to deter me from continuing to manifesting my windfall and my relationship with Satan, whenever that manifestation does happen, I know that Satan is speaking through me through these synchronicities, through dreams and everything else. And I'm grateful for them. There are hints that say that I'm on the right track. And I'm going to keep on going. And hopefully you friends believe in the same thing as I do. Stick to it, okay? I love you all. Please subscribe to this channel. And please smash that like button. And I do have a Facebook and Instagram. Go to the section of my channel where it says about, to that section, and you'll see that I have my email, my Facebook and Instagram account, and you can contact me if you have any questions. I love you all. See you in my next video.